race. Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zwift Racing League, the Herd Winter Racing League race for Friday, January the 7th. We are today taking on the course known as Volcano Climb, which ironically enough features mostly not climbing the volcano, but does feature 3 or 4 kilometers riding the volcano. Right now, you're probably just hearing from me, Brent Robinson. I'm doing communications. Uh, we might hear some others chime in later as various riders are added to the stream. I am following a rider who we will know only as the psychologist. His real name is known to some of us, but in order to maintain what I think he's aiming for in terms of anonymity, we will just call him the psychologist here today on the broadcast. And he is in the lead group. So far, all we've seen in the race is, the lead out of downtown, down through the ocean tunnels, and there's a little bit of a kick up here coming to the ocean tunnel. It's strung the group out a bit, but mostly not been a lot of action yet in this race. So right now the psychologist is just at the back of a little group that's made a tiny bit of a split on that ramp out of the ocean tunnels, and they're into a dirt section, but it looks like it's mostly going to come back together. There's a few stragglers off the back. For those who haven't raced this course, haven't raced this before, this route is basically a lot of flat from the downtown through the ocean tunnels out to the volcano, and then we'll feature sort of the climb of the day, which is the volcano climb to the top, but the race will not end at the top of the volcano. It will come back down, all the way down the volcano, through the volcano, and back out along the bridge and into downtown with the finish line at the downtown banner. So certainly you're going to want to be able to climb that thing, but it is a drafty climb up to the top. So if you can just even sit on the group, you'll have a chance to hopefully recover a little bit, and then you might be able to punch it for the sprint at the end if you can hold that group. Of course, holding the group in the herd Winter Racing League is no easy feat. For those of you who've done it before, you'll know that this is a no-cat race, so there's all abilities in this race from your A pluses down to Ds, and that fast group off the front will really, really be pushing it. In fact, we're just seeing now 2 riders try and make a bit of a break off the front. They can't quite tell what the time is back, but I would guess just from looking at the mini map, it's maybe a 2-3 second gap before we even get up to the volcano. Our featured rider of the day, the psychologist, is just on the back of the group. So the group right now is featuring around 40 riders, which is a pretty normal amount at the front of the group for a Zwift race. So good job so far to the psychologist, and we'll see how things develop along. Some other herd people who might be familiar. We've got Alex Shovels in this front group. Pretty sure I saw Eric Cedric in this front group. Alan Shovel, pardon me, Alan. Blame the lack of first names on these up display on the right-hand side.
So we've also got Matt Walton, who I am following at the moment and is on the stream. So I'm making progress. I apologize to everyone. I was late getting things running, so I'm trying to get things set up from not being in the pen. So right now we've got a psychologist and Matt Walton as the 2 folks being followed. So that's
Awesome.
what we've got.
Terrific. So yeah, Matt, is he in the front group, Greg?
Yeah, Matt's in the front group as well. I'm going to
Yep.
try and grab a third rider and pick somebody a little further back here.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, Matt, Gary Bramwell, he's in the front group, and who else have we got from herd riders for the front group? Oh, if you follow the series, we've got Scorekeeper in the front group. We've got Noah Balch in the front group. So those will be the big guns to follow for the absolute win. Mark Pareto usually does pretty good.
I'd like to throw out that Scorekeeper won this race already today.
And is doing it again. I might win it twice. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
be scorekeeper.
Wow.
Wouldn't we all be so kind? And I've raced it 0 times. I had a meeting at lunch, and now I'm doing this instead of racing. So it's the way it goes. So yeah, we're just on the lower slopes of the volcano here, not into the climb yet at all. Um, so still pretty tame pace. I mean, 53 kilometers an hour, but in a group of 40, psychologist is hanging in there doing about 2.73 watts per kilo. So, oh, sorry, we've turned away to the Italian village. I missed that. A lovely waterfall at the Italian village. So still chill. Looks like we're gonna go down past the dirt and then onto the land bridge before I get back to the volcano again. So still some warm up, so to speak, in these herd winter racing events. Yeah, for sure. Looks like Alan Scholl might be off the back of the group. He's showing 9 seconds. He might be in Lonelyville back there. Our psychologist friend, however, is still he's right on the back of the group. You can tell that he is definitely happy to sit to the back of the group and just ride along. And it's legit Zwift tactics, especially in HWR, 100%.
So I'd say it's more than just legit Zwift tactics. It's smart racing. I mean, there's not a lot of times when it's going to be to your advantage to get on the front of a big group and hammer and pull the whole group with you. So no, that's quite a legit way to normally be riding, I think.
Yeah, not everyone can be at the back. It's literally impossible. Someone's got to be at the front at some point in the race.
And that's where we get the churn.
Yeah. So
yep.
I notice she's chosen a climbing setup, Craig. I don't know if you guys talked about that in the Pictron podcast coming out today. Everyone listen. But man, I think on Volcano that's a bold choice, especially with downhill to finish.
Yeah, no, you're the same place as we landed on the Tron. Yeah, that's not the. I don't think that's your optimal setup.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the speeds, especially if you're trying to hold the group, are going to be, well, we'll see, but I bet they do 20-ish, 22 kilometers an hour till they get to the very steepest part at the top of the volcano. And that's very draftable still. And then, like, still the arrow to weight, I'm sure it weighs it. So unless you feel super strong that you can drive that train and then pinch them at the very end, boy, I think you're going to want that arrow. And the descent, like, trust me, if you think it's heartbreaking getting chucked on a hill, wait till you get chucked on a descent. Let me tell you, nothing breaks your heart faster than that.
I've been there. I have been there. Actually, my worst one was definitely on the Surrey Hills race in ZRL a couple seasons ago. So, yeah, no, I was good to go until that exact second when things went downhill badly.
Yeah, it's the worst. I see Guy DeBell is racing this for ATP. Guy couldn't find an ATP group for ZRL, so Guy will be one of the burning bidets in this season of ZRL with the herd. I mean,
that's good to hear. I'm not necessarily that he couldn't find a team, but always good to see people find a ride.
Yeah, is ATP an Australian thing? Are they?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. He's Australia based. He's racing at like 6 a.m. in the EMEA group. So.
Well, I mean, I race at
more power to him.
I race at 5:30 a.m. So.
Yep.
All
exactly. Good. You find the time when you can find the time. Huh.
You do. Okay.
What is this red Giro helmet? Man, I'm so jealous of the virtual kits. Sorry. You got a third person in?
I do have a third person in, so it's Kay
Sweet.
Sonder, who I don't know who that is. I am not familiar with them, but I found a herd rider a little bit further back, sitting in 47th place, currently going through the volcano, and in a pretty good sized group of it looks like 15 to 20. So
Nice. So that'll be a good secondary group to try and chase up the volcano as we're still in the flat bits around the outside of the volcano. So we're 50 minutes in this race and really, I mean, yeah, there was a little squeeze there. And certainly some of these riders have got shaken off the very, very fast of the group. But hopefully at this point, essentially the tactics of this race in any age would basically be find your first group in the start, sit in, and then wait for this climb to start and the fireworks to go off. So, um, although that may also be the reason why Psychologist is so gung-ho to sit right on the back of the group too. If he's on his climbing setup, he's going to be the least arrow, so definitely going to need to put out the most watts to stick in the group of the rest of them. Like, proportionally speaking.
yeah, no, it's good. So yeah, looking at Saunders' group here, yeah, I mean they're riding well together, moving along, and yeah, it was. I mean, still pretty not that exciting. I think everybody's, you know, what kind of once you're off the front group of faster riders that you're trying to hitch a ride with, you don't want to put a whole lot of effort in because the effort means a lot more on the slope.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm just seeing in the comments that apparently Bobby Edwards has done 2 FRR races in the last 15 hours, and he is in this race too. So I don't know who Bobby Edwards is, but you're crazy. Good for you. Um,
Wow.
yes. And Ange says that Scorekeeper should take a break. I suspect the reason Scorekeeper is so fast is because he doesn't take breaks, though. So maybe that's the lesson we should all be learning from Scorekeeper today.
Well, I mean, there's something to that. I mean, the other thing is that I mean, definitely, I don't think in the race earlier he went at max effort, given where he ended for average power. So,
Mm-mm.
you know, there's a because yeah, I think he ended at 3.7, which is, you know, kind of me
Oh,
range.
yeah, that's borderline casual for the Scorekeeper. Although, I
Well,
mean, like,
but again, that's average. So he wasn't
yeah,
attacking. He wasn't trying to kill the group.
oh, for sure.
He did the climb at whatever the group did, and then killed the sprint. So
Which
yeah.
is also perfectly legitimate herd winter racing tactics. Oh,
And if you're doing that, at that point, I kind of get doing this multiple times because it's not necessarily that intense a race. So sure, it yeah, you can do that a couple times in a weekend.
absolutely. So here we go. We're on to the climb. So it's definitely starting to string out. Some riders are starting to push the front. And Psychologist is probably about 3/4 of the way to the back of the group. He's definitely in the draftable set, sort of 3/4 of the way up the group. He's like in 30th place, and we had about 40 going into this. So he's sitting high 4s to 5s now to sit in that part of the group. So
Yeah,
I
so
think
Matt
5 up
Walton's
Volcanoes.
in the sixes and sitting in 15th place right now. So that's yeah, we're looking at something a little bit different. Matt's in great shape right now. I talked to him some with the America's West yeah, group. So no, it's I was expecting him to go well, and he's going well. Although there's a group that's dropping him with him in the 5 to 7 range. So yeah, this is crazy at the front.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing some splits too. You can see there's like a very fastest group that's going, and there's a definite split from the very, very fastest group to the next sort of probably more BE type group, and then even that fastest group seems to be dropping bodies off. Psychologist is definitely in this like kind of second to third group, although it looks like if he's listening, you might want to give it a little uh, scrape here because that group in front of you is just breaking away, and I think that's your group. Oh, yeah, I've seen Alex Cooper holding with Psychologist. I would have put him up in the faster group of climbers, I think. Isn't that Lex Cooper? Alex Cooper? A Cooper with WLC?
I'm not sure.
I've been beaten by Lex many, many races,
Yeah.
especially Stampede.
So
Yes.
Matt's having trouble holding on, but he's still there. So he's sitting in 15th place. It almost looks like so right now he's dropping. So it looks like a front group of 14 and then Matt. So he's using an arrow. He's trying to get there, but I don't think he's going to get there.
So you riding Cervelo with Envies? Not at the end of the day.
On Matt,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think he is.
I always, if I'm taking the non-Tron bike on these types of races, I always like the lighter DT Swiss wheels. I think those are the best sort of all around, maybe a little bit of climbing, not straight up arrow wheels.
Yeah.
So
So
Psychologist is back to 30.
so
What are we doing?
Sonder is our third rider is on the climb as well now. So he's sitting in 56th. So he's riding with a an old beekeeper from ATP. That's another interesting handle. Not quite as good as scorekeeper or a psychologist, but yeah, that one's pretty good too.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, good Zwift pseudonyms are all good fun.
I'm
So
not
I don't
creative
know.
enough for that. I just use my name.
I know me neither. Except for when we did shenanigans on Paris that day, we had some nonsense that we came up with. I don't even remember.
I there was something about shenanigans. I can't remember that one though.
Yeah, I think it was like herd shenanigator or something. It's really broken up now. Psychologist is in 28th, and the group that he was a little bit behind has put 4 seconds into him. So, and that's that Matt Walden group. So that's Matt Walden, Max Schmitz. Those are her high B group is just scraped off that A group by the looks of it.
No,
And
so I
then there's
think
an,
so. Matt dropped from that front group. I think they're in the same group at this point. Oh
mm,
no, you're right.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
psychologist has five. I think that group of Matt is now like kind of the chase group, but there's one more group in front of them, and like that's just the like first to 10th, the high A's, full A's.
yeah, I think you're right. Where does so Zwift Power is showing? Yeah, 14. So I thought
Yeah,
it was
right.
14. So it was 14. So when Matt was on the back of that group, it was 15, and then when he dropped, that made 14.
Yeah.
And then that next group,
It is showing psychologist in that group, but
it is, but
he's
yeah,
not.
that's not what we're seeing on the
That's
road. So yeah, this
not on
is
Zwift, so.
yay Zwift Power Live.
He's doing good though. He's riding like mid fours to fives up this climb, which is like this is a long. We're looking. The fastest guys will be mid sixes. Will the A's go mid sixes on Volcano?
I don't know.
I
I
can't
mean,
remember.
my best is 4.6, but yeah,
Yeah, but in terms of time, what's your? Like I think they'll ride a 6:30
yeah. So
time on
my best is
Volcano.
a 650. There'll be
Yeah.
guys under six.
Oh my God. Yeah. So they're riding like 6 minutes at like 5+6. Yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway, he's doing a really good job to ride 4 to 5. If you can hold that 4 to 5, you're in good shape. I don't think are we right at the sprint point yet? There's always a rock on the right-hand side. We're coming up. I watch that rock, and that's the go time. Although in this one, interesting because it's coming down, you might not want to full out sprint it because you do want to try and get a group back down the other side
yeah. No,
if you
I
can.
so yeah, definitely. I would say that you do not want to drop a group here. You might want to drop some riders, but you don't want to drop a group. It's you're at this point you're pushing the pace, not of the group, not trying to drop it.
Yeah, like I would trade up. Like if you could drop, if there was someone in front, I would hammer to catch the next set of riders in front of you, even if you drop guys off. But yeah, I wouldn't intentionally be attacking to push guys off the back here.
No. Well, so somebody is, so you want to stay with them, but that's
Yeah.
that's as far as you want to go, I think.
Yeah, and even if they go solo and you're in a group, let them go. You'll catch them on the downhill in the group. So here you go. So yeah, the fastest times are coming in around 6:10s.
Yeah, and it looks like Matt was so Matt's group was just over 7.
Yep. Nice. So those are real good times. Good racing, everybody. Psychologist is through here at a 7:25. That's a good time. Looks like he'll probably be in about a group of 4, depending. Let's see, it's a little bit screwed up on the right-hand side to track what's going on because of the overlap, but there might be one other guy that they can
Yeah.
catch here on the top and the flats with 4 of them.
So it looks like he's with Kevin Frood. I think that is Alex Cooper.
Yeah, so that's
And I'm not sure. I don't think the other two are folks I've run into before. But yeah, group of 4. So Kevin Frood has been a long time participant in all our herd races. So
for sure.
I think he was herd for a bit before he moved off to OTR. So it's
Ah,
yeah,
everybody's welcome on Fridays.
everybody's welcome on Friday.
So here we go. So now this will be interesting to see how he goes. Like, if he's descending, it's Alex Cooper, who, if that is Alex Cooper is a super lightweight, although he is taking the lead on this. But Kevin is a more human size, like you and I think. My recollection, I've raced against
Kevin,
Kevin a bunch
I
of
think
these
so. I think
races.
he's a little bit lighter than me, but I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, bigger than Alex.
So so far he's staying in there, so that's good. They're definitely, this group isn't making any moves to try and catch anyone in front or anything. They're going pretty casually down the volcano. Which, fair enough, everybody's tired at the top of the climb. I suspect you're right. If this would have been a finish at the top, those times would have been under 6 minutes. So that like 6:11s are, I still got to finish this race type times.
Well, it's not even just I've still got to finish this race, but I've got to go down the hill to the finish, and then I've got to beat all these guys. I don't want to be the one leading this group. Is
Yep,
that's I think what that means.
I think you're exactly right. Good, you can see the Tron lights coming on and off when they decide to. They're not getting. Oh, they could. They do it at 59 at -5. They could sneak in some super tuck if they were willing to risk it. Nobody seems willing to risk it. They're just going to pedal it like. Well, Andrew's putting out 3 to hang on, but Psychologist is like a 1.6 at 2, so they're
So there
just
were a
doing
couple guys in
go-to.
Matt's group that were hitting Super Tuck. I'm not sure exactly who it was. There was somebody in a herd jersey, but I'm not sure whether it was. So I'm seeing Bruce Bortoff and Stuart Lynn, and I think it might have been Stuart, but anyway, we've got 4 herd riders in this group, so good to see. So back to Sonder. So that is, I think, where are we now?
Still on the climb,
He's still
probably.
on the no. He absolutely still on the climb. He's getting close to that last ramp. So that's Kai Sonder. So he had a feather. He's pushing that off and heading up towards the finish. He can see the top going. And through the banner at, let's just, a time at 9:31. So good time.
Nice, good job, Kai. Yeah, looks like Matt Walton's group is just about off the bottom of the volcano.
Yep, they're off the bottom. They just went through the crossroads.
Nice. So that's a good big group. That'll be a super fun finish. I love those big 8 or 9 men. I'm not very good at them, but they're super fun.
I, I go back and forth. There's times when I get them right, and then yeah, sometimes I just get them wrong. It seems more wrong than right most days or lately, but yeah.
It's always good. Like when you do get it, it does feel awfully good to come in, and beat 5 or 6 guys or racers.
It does. It does. And yeah. Ooh.
And yeah, psychologists as a sit as group before, they're basically just about to make the turn down onto the very lowest part of the volcano ramps. I'm super jealous as a red Giro helmet. Where did this thing come from? I want that red
I
Giro helmet.
I couldn't tell you.
Ah, this is my new commentary obsession, is commenting on all the cool Zwift kit that people actually have.
I don't know. So, looking at Zwift Power Live, I don't know how good it is, but it does look like the front group is now 10. And then it's showing I think that looks like a group of 4. That's just a few seconds ahead of Matt's group. So
If they, a 6 second gap with that big a number, if somebody puts some work in, if anyone's listening, you could bridge this gap.
oh, and I think they see them. I think they can.
They know they're going to get them.
They can darn near see them on the road. That is doable. I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but I mean, these guys are going fast right now.
Nice. That's also fun. I'm like, I always go for the chase. I'll go to the front and take the wind. I don't even care. Mostly because I know I'm probably not going to win the sprint anyway, so I might as well burn my matches on doing 350 watts at the front, as I might as well doing it right at the end at the back. Well, that'll be an interesting chase. You can definitely see them if they go and pedal it. Yeah, I can tell you that the psychologist group, there's no chasing happening. They are running the risk of getting caught at the group behind them, who is only 16, 17 seconds at this point. There's 3 and then there are 2 behind them, so they may need to get a little less casual.
So a little further back, Kai is on his way down. He just went through the bridge through the volcano. So he's got, I think, 11 seconds ahead and 9 behind. So we'll see if he's manages to keep on to the 52nd place. He picked up a few spots on the climb. So
nice, excellent work. So we should probably be talking. The finish for Matt's group must be coming right up to the finish right here.
Yep. So they're a couple hundred meters out. We are going. And Matt's going hard. He's looks like, I think, somewhere between 14th and 11th. There was a lot of people in that group. That's a so 11th
finish.
Was first place in that group, and that was catching the guys. So I don't know whether the catch was right at the line, whether they made it or not, but that was a terrific catch by that group.
Nice. Love it. Good racing. I always love good, hard racing. Well done.
Okay, so
psychologist group. So that group that was behind that I said was 15 seconds, is to close that gap to 4 seconds.
Wow, that is
so.
Yeah, and I guess I'm looking off the back of that group right now, and yeah, they're visible for sure, and they're visible to those riders.
Oh yeah, you can see they just gave us the back view across on my screen to psychologist. You can see the other riders coming. I don't know if they're gonna make it by the sprint though. Boy, that's gonna be hard charging because these guys are gonna probably unleash a sprint here, I would think.
Yeah. So so Gary Bramwell is in that group behind.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna make it. I don't know if they're gonna make it. That's 6 seconds is a lot right now. It depends on whether these guys go or not.
I saw. There's him, the 10s and 12s. Nate's your psychologist is going. Kevin's going. Here we go. Psychologist has gone maybe a little early as both Andrews and Frud came around him. They've left Lex. Went just probably a second early, maybe. I don't know. If he wouldn't have gone early, Frud was going too, because I saw his nervous turn orange at the exact same second. So would have been awful close either way. Good racing. Good job by that group behind to put the squeeze on them too. That's well done.
Okay, so now we have
Nice.
Kai coming through the volcano, and just a second as I fix up some of our video here.
Yeah, it's mine is currently. Oh, there we go. There's Kai.
Okay, so Kai Sonder, so he's coming through the volcano. So it looks like he's almost 20. He's more than 20 seconds back and a little over 20 seconds ahead. I think this looks like a solo finish if he can keep the power up. Although it does look like a pair behind him and that are putting out a little more power, so it could get interesting.
Yeah, it's always tough to be stuck in that no man's land.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough to find that TT rhythm late in a race too. I don't know about you. I mean, I think we've all been in that position where you've raced hard and just ended up alone. And I always find it really hard to find that TT rhythm to just solo away at the end of a race.
Oh, it is. It's so hard. I mean, I've been able to do it before, but it's really hard to do, and you almost need to see somebody closing in to really get those juices flowing. I find anyway.
Matt, we're happy to hear that our commentary was very helpful to you.
What's that now?
Awesome. Matt's already comments in the YouTube chat saying that he came in 11th in the commentary as well. Are very helpful to him with a kilometer to go.
I'm glad we could help out.
He says he got him at the line. Awesome. Love that.
That is terrific. And yeah, good to see. So Kai's going steady. Looks like just under 3. So he has pushed his power up because that group or it's not a group actually. So they've split up. So there's one rider behind that's about 10 seconds. And he's got 16 seconds to a pretty big group that has that beekeeper in it.
Yeah, he's actually closed that gap down from, it was over 20 and now it's showing 16 on mine. So it's not much,
but
not much space to get 16 seconds in. But
no, yeah, I think that's going to be a really tough catch. But the gap behind is closed in too, so that's this might get tight.
Ooh. I know I always race a little harder when I can see the numbers in front. Like it's trying to keep the number behind me bigger is never as easy as trying to make the number in front of me smaller.
Yeah, I remember having some good ones, but yeah, this one's 13 seconds. It looks like the group in front is hitting their sprint. And Kai's just going to power through. He's opened up a little. Well, he's catching the back of that group where it looks like a couple of guys blew up. I don't know whether they sprinted early or just didn't have anything and gave up. But yeah, he's pretty safe. Still 10 seconds behind him. He's going to roll in 52nd place. So he defended the places that he managed to pick up on the climb. So good job, Kai.
Nice. That's good racing. Good stuff. You on this one tomorrow, Craig?
I think I'm planning on it. I don't know which race I'm going to do, but yeah, I think I'm going to try and give this one a go tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm definitely not on my top form I've ever been on, but yeah, I think it should be fun.
Good.
And how about you? You didn't race earlier, did you?
No, I had a meeting today. I had to miss my normal slot, so I'll have to try and sneak one in tomorrow sometime.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks everybody.
Good.
We'll see everybody next week.
Thank you, everybody.